Ellers kan han kan styre det med Kinect-controlleren, han implementerer. Da 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 da.
Så ser det sådan noget lige nu. Ja.
Super duper. Måske skulle vi bare skifte batterierne i de der ports med det samme.
Ja, det virker. Men hvordan spiller man så?
Så er der bare en, der sidder og spiller her.
Ja.
Og vi kan godt så bare tage mus og keyboard derhen.
Så det er sådan set det. Så tager man mus og keyboard herover.
Ja. Det var bare lige en prøve.
Okay.
Ja.
Hvad så med nummer 2? Han sidder han i bussen på?
Ja, han sidder på sin egen computer.
Derovre.
Ja.
Han kan så ikke se sig selv. Nej, det kan jeg. Hvor kan jeg se det her? Det kan jeg heller ikke se her.
Det er ligesom prøvet at forklare, at når vi ikke har en videocapture-card, så bliver det hele kørt på én maskine. Det vil sige, at vi kan ikke lave flere transitions. Vi bliver nødt til at gøre det på den måde.
Og hvordan ser det ud live?
Ser det sådan her ud, bare?
Yes. Alt det.
Okay, så kan han lige så godt sidde på sin maskine, så der er ikke nogen grund til, at vi sidder og gør det her.
Hvornår? Nu skal vi se.
Nej, i OBS, der kommer det til at være hen og lige firkant. Men vi kan ikke se OBS, fordi vi bruger den på skærmen.
Det er spørger live.
Det er det, jeg spørger. Vi spørger, hvordan det ser ud live.
Vi kan få det kørt live lige nu.
Okay, så kan jeg se det live på den slags.
Hvor er det ikke så, eller hvad?
Alle kanaler faktisk.
Okay. All in language, talk Danish. Okay.
Men jeg tror ikke, vi kan få noget optaget. Vi kan ikke køres. Nej, men det er meget...
Eller sæt mikrofonen lige nu.
Ja.
Nej, der er meget stort.
Testing, playing, testing, how's the sound? Obviously, okay, yes. Camera is a bit in the way, but this is alright. I'll take in. Okay, for my test option. Okay, this machine cannot both stream and play at the same time. So, yeah. That's not good. Oh, you will need the keyboard, I guess.
Okay. Vi laver en plan B for det her. Ja, men det var, altså, vi havde lidt mistanke omkring det der med, at den ikke kan trække på stedet og
Testing, 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 testing. Er der nogen... Så... Still stuttering. La 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 la. Okay. What about this microphone? Waiting for the delay. Hvad med den her? Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. And okay, så længe... As long as
I'm testing, the testing, the testing, test. It's a test. Den har han på. Mikkel er ude at gå med mikrofonen. Mikkel is taking a walk with the microphone. Mads, are we live or are we not live? Okay, it's very nice to know when you're live. So now I know that I'm live, which makes it less or more awkward, I don't know. But we are just testing the sound. Somebody muted our microphones, created confusion. Now we're not muted, less confusion. So now we need to know if the sound is good from outside on the internet. What does Jakob say? Can you hear us, Jakob? Do we go through? Try to ask other people in the office, maybe, if they can see us on the laptop. Albert, maybe. I can check myself. Yeah. So where are we live, Mads? Everywhere. Okay. Yes. Good. Okay. Okay, cool. Then I'm happy. Should we test the sound on the videos, Mads? I hope the range for the mic is not all the way down to the bathroom. No. Yes. I just wrote that because I guess it's funny. Okay.
Lige lavet høj, hvis du får en 3 år. Der tisset.
So what now? Whatever he's doing, it's on. We are testing live right now, just so you know, friend.
Did you hear it?
Was it a fart?
No. I slukker. I actually turned it off, so.
Okay. Clever. Do I have any burger in my teeth?
Nej.
Cool.
Jeg har også lige været nede og tjekke.
No lettuce. Sticking out. So let's test the video thing.
Yeah, I can talk. Yeah. Now I'm gonna impress you with my talking.
It works.
Yeah. So sound levels is fine and everything.
Yes. I can follow the Twitch stream here.
Awesome. Then
Yes.
put it down so we can.
Yes. That's one way of interacting. But yeah. Let's see how it works with the video. Yeah. There's this Profurious guy who tries to get in contact. Yeah, focus. Like brothers. We're not brothers. I'm pretty sure on that.
Brother from another mother.
Yes, that could be true. what you're trying with.
For
Just-
some reason you can't use Video Studio Play for making playlists.
Just do what you did before. No reason to invent new methods now. Is there? So let's see how that looks. When it gets in.
And that will not interrupt.
Yes.
Is someone on the...
I'm looking at Twitch right now. It's not looking like that yet, but I might.
Oh, we did. This
But-
is delayed.
But it's delayed. So maybe yes, it's all. When I compensate for delayness, it works.
and it is stuttering. We need just to hear if the sound is stuttering.
Kan du godt sætte lyd på der?
I could probably.
Så kan vi høre, hvis vi snakker.
I'll
Alright.
start. Okay, let's say the test is a success.
Kan du høre noget lyd der?
Jeg skulle ned igen. Okay, Mads, let's just go back to the put on the schedule and or maybe should we test one where there's sound on the Hey, hello everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream.
Yes,
Yes, we can see there's already quite a few of you watching.
it's awesome.
And here today we will stream all day from this lovely decorated, used to be a meeting room in the middle of our office.
Just improvised it and
Yes.
now it's ready for party.
We did some testing, as some of you saw. As you might know, we've not done many streams. This is like our first, almost.
It's the first in our new office.
Yes, at least. So there will be probably some hiccups, but hopefully everything will work out fine. We have a schedule that we put out that you saw on the screen, and we'll start with me and Mikkel.
Yeah.
So maybe we should, for the few of you that don't know anything about us,
We're celebrating our 1 year
yes,
anniversary here.
Yes, we brought us some pain.
We brought some pain, yes. But I think Søren wanted to introduce us.
Yes,
And this is Søren Lundgaard. And Søren Lundgaard is CEO in Ghost Ship Games.
yes, and this is Mikkel Martin Pedersen, game director, and also one of the founders,
Yeah,
as well as me.
Søren is also a founder.
Yes. And here today we will do our best to celebrate this 1 year birthday of Deep Rock Galactic. 1 year ago we launched into the wilds, onto Steam, onto Xbox, and it's been pretty damn amazing.
It has been,
we're
been
still like
quite a journey for us, and it's
so difficult to fathom all the things that are happening. More than 500,000 of you have bought the game and enjoyed it, and it's not alcoholic, we promise. We'll see
Wait.
if they'll strike us
okay.
down.
Already?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Whee. Thank you.
Soda water.
Yes.
All right. So we
yep.
have a plan for today.
Yeah, we have a plan for today. Start with this small intro here, and then you and I will talk about how this came to be. How did we start? Show you some really old stuff, and
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
yes,
Go back down memory lane.
yeah, and see how it all started and how we ended up here. Then during the day we will stream. We're already now joining into to games. The Dev team out there is joining into random games. So if you're not watching this, or if you're watching this while playing, you might be randomly playing with a developer.
yeah.
We're also going to tweet out things from the office, what happens, and some sneak peeks of stuff that we are working on. And then later in the afternoon, approximately 3:30 in our time.
We have a schedule over here we are looking at.
Yes. Oh, the dwarf is falling apart. We will hopefully do a designer plays where we'll stream us, some of the designers playing the game and commenting on design and taking in questions. And then after that, we'll have the shout competition announcement, like of
Yes.
who won. We'll go
We'll
through
show
some of
the good
yes,
the
there was
candidates,
some
the runners.
awesome stuff that you sent in to us, and we've been laughing a lot from hearing and watching
Good
you.
stuff.
Yes. So we'll find the winners and announce them. And then lastly, we'll take a round of 20 questions. Some of them picked from you guys, some from some of the evergreen questions that we always get asked. That
Yeah.
we'll try to provide some vague answers from.
Probably.
Yes. And then the rest of the evening, or our evening at least, will just be us playing with you on Steam and a bit of Xbox if we can mix that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the short of it.
That
Yes.
it is.
So, but let's get started on the.
Let's start by saying
on the
cheers. Or
cheers.
should we say rock and stone?
Rock and Stone, of course. Yes.
By the beard. For Carl as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, and of course we can see you are writing and chatting in here. We will take in some questions later on, but to begin with, we'll start by telling a bit of what happened.
Yeah, and how we started and
Yes.
got into business.
Yeah, so Mikkel, the thing is, actually, I was not part of it from the very beginning. There
No,
was
you
like a
weren't.
month or so where I was not there.
Yeah.
So you should actually start the
the
story.
Yeah, a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Yes.
Oh.
3 years ago.
3
almost.
years ago,
Yeah.
almost. Yes. No, our Ghost Ship Games began as another company was closed down.
Yeah.
And most of the founders of Ghost Ship Games were working in a company called Press Play. That was a Microsoft studio, first-party studio. And Microsoft decided to close that studio down.
Oh.
And we have it.
We lost the picture, I think, but maybe we still have sound. But
All right.
Went off.
All right, we're back. Technical hiccups. Yes.
Small black screen, but
Yeah,
we are back. Yes.
No, so we were working at Press Play, and Press Play was closed down by Microsoft. By Microsoft, and a group of us got together and said, "Hey, this is actually really sad, but it's also a great opportunity for us to start our own game company." And we had this idea for a game, which we then said, let's start doing this.
And I was randomly working in a company like on the floor above where you
where we got our
your
first office.
Yeah, and I walked by the office. I know Mikkel from 10 years ago. We worked together on we worked 10 years together on a company called Deadline Games. And I walked into the office and I was like, I could feel that startup energy. And I looked around and I saw the prototype for what became Deep Rock Galactic, and I heard about the ideas, and I was like really envious.
Yeah, and the thing was that when we started out, we were 5 people starting out, and we were 3 programmers, our art director, Robert, and then me as game director, level designer, everything else. And we quickly saw that we needed someone to take the role of being a CEO, who could take responsibility for all the serious business things and so on.
So
so we were on the lookout for that, and then I knew Søren from back at Deadline Games, and we gave him an offer to come and join us.
And I said yes. Very quickly, I kind of decided that was a once in a lifetime opportunity for me, maybe my last time to be part of a startup like this. And then I knew Mikkel, quickly got to know the other guys, and I could see the talent, and the concept was just so good. And then the situation was, of course, we needed some money.
Yes.
That's what you really need when you start a company, especially because we are so old, all of us. So we have kids and houses and lots of money that needs to be paid.
Yeah.
And I just quit my job from where I worked, and I was very motivated to go out and get some funding. And to do that, we needed some kind of proof that what we worked on was not just kind of something we made up.
Yeah, you can say we needed.
Of course, we made it up, but like that was actually real, right? That was something.
But we also needed to prove that we were professional game developers and that we could actually execute a game. So we immediately started working on a prototype of the game, and
and shouldn't we show that?
Yeah, and we have a video of the very first prototype we made, and just run it, Mads.
Yes.
And this video we cut that together. We recorded this for when we were applying for some governmental funds.
Yeah, so government funds, but also for the investment that we were looking for.
Yeah.
So we knew we needed this proof of the concept.
Oh my God, that's
old.
That is yesterday.
Yes, that's how it looked.
Yeah.
In April, May 2016.
Yes,
I guess
that was like 2 months after we started founded the company. This was what we had running, and of course here there are no all the dwarves are the same. They can all do the same thing. It is a very crude first prototype of our
actually
procedural
just
terrain.
Spotted a question about is this available to play, and we have saved most of these different prototypes that we have. I'm not sure we have that one, but maybe Jonas,
our lead programmer,
he has been very meticulous of saving everything. But we've also talked about the problems with just sharing these things, but we might do something later on for fun. Yeah.
So one of the things that, the core concept for Deep Rock Galactic is a fairly simple one. Jonas, our lead programmer, he came up with this idea that what if you were playing and exploring caves in Minecraft and you had big guns?
Yeah. So
and you were playing with your friends.
meets Minecraft
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
So we sort of use that like Left 4
Yeah.
Dead meets Minecraft.
That's also why you see the terrain here. It's kind of blocky, Minecrafty kind of setup with.
It was also the easiest way for us to do
Yes.
procedural generated terrain in the beginning.
So that part was there, and the animations.
Oh, the mining animation, duk, duk, duk.
I
Yeah,
think that was Jonas who did that.
that's slightly improved later.
Not an animator.
No. But yeah, and you can see here, I mean, that the arms of the dwarves are looking pretty bad.
Did we have the classes here? I can't remember.
No, I think right now what you're seeing here, all the dwarves have the same tools available to them. So you will also see the one who is playing, controlling the camera here, or playing the character. He has access to both the Gatling gun and the flare gun and the drills. And of course,
But we had a spawner. I can see that.
we had a spawner there.
Yeah, and
Actually, it looked pretty close to what we have
yeah.
now. Maybe we should update that soon.
Yeah, something stayed for a long
stayed
time.
for a long time, yeah.
Especially the flare gun. That was
flare gun also stayed there. Yeah.
a long time before we updated that.
Oh, those enemies moving around. We didn't have our navigation mess in place there.
But we learned that from this. That we needed obviously some better tech.
Look now. Now that is the drill. That is the first implementation of the drills in the game. That's just a Gatling gun spinning slowly.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we presented this, and it worked. It got the attention of for both where we sort of grant and for the investment, and it proved, as Mikkel says, that we could work really fast. We could really fast get things on screen that was playable, and it was actually fun, of course, to play around. And you can see it is kind of like the core idea of Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah. The sort of like the feeling of exploration. We already had that here. We didn't have fall damage though.
No. Did it have damage at all? I'm not sure. Or health?
No,
There's
maybe
no
not. No, there's no.
I can't remember.
No, can't remember either.
Yeah.
There's clearly something wrong with that spawner spawning in the middle of the air.
Beautiful particles.
Yeah. No, so after we did this, we quickly realized that there are two areas where we need to improve our tech. And the first one is, of course, the procedural generated terrain.
Yeah.
What you see here, we were pretty quickly aware that we wanted to go beyond the very Minecraft blocky look and wanted to expand on that. And the other thing, which you can also see here, is the AI has a lot of problems navigating in this space. So those two areas were areas where we wanted to improve our tech.
Yes.
And
yeah, and we had our tech team, which consists of one person, Henrik. Yeah, he was working hard on setting up some new tech for the terrain.
Yeah.
And then we were also designing and talking about how should we do the procedural generation.
Yeah. What would be the goal for how it was looking?
How ambitious should we be? We were talking a lot about how modding should work, because we actually had an ambition of being a moddable game for a long time, like really early on. But we quickly realized that doing too many things at once would maybe kill it. So we decided to say, okay, let's put modding ambitions a little low, and just get some really like more pragmatic, more straightforward, more direct things going, so we could control the procedural generation specifically. So it didn't become too magical for us.
No. But I think we have another video now to show you, which is Robert, our art director. He put this scene together where we have a cave that he has just modeled in 3D Max.
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do with our procedural terrain. You cannot mine here, but it's just sort of like this is the goal, this is the high target for what we would like to achieve with the look of the game. When we did this, we thought that if we are ever gonna make something that looks like this, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, so we thought this was like beyond what we could reach.
Actually we did.
And we were looking at, of course, other games. We were very big fans of Astroneers and the whole way System Era have done with that game, and they have a lot of similarities. And we were thinking, okay, if we can just reach anything like that, we are in a good state.
Yeah.
So now looking back at this, I think most of you who played the game will say that we surpassed this a little bit. We still, of course, the whole dynamic light thing is just such a powerful thing that we have in, and that's been been
That has
part of
been
it.
part of the core
Yeah.
design from the beginning
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
our development, that we really wanted you lighting up the caves and not having any, you can say, natural lighting in there. That
Yeah.
it's like you as a player control it with the flares or with the flare gun.
But having a cave like this with all these jagged edges and very chaotic look, like kind of, so it was going towards a naturalistic look, you can say, or organic look. We were very skeptical if we could do that in the tech.
Yeah.
But then, then we started working on the tech. We proved that we could.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that if we talk about the procedural generation as a challenge, but of course the AI was also very challenged by this. And if you imagine that we were doing a first-person shooter, and most first-person shooters are actually taking place on a fairly flat ground. And in our game, we wanted it to be like elevations and ravines and
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
going up
oh,
and
that
down
was
all the time.
the base.
This is actually like a very first prototype of the drop pod.
Yeah. Or the rig for the showing ads, apps for. Oh, okay, yes. It's the video. Yeah, true. The video itself was recorded with that framing of the desktop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So no worries. But thanks for.
Thanks for noticing
Yeah.
and letting us know.
Yes.
Someone is saying that the bases would be amazing.
Oh,
Yes.
you mean having base?
Having
building in
like
the
a
game?
structures like that in the cave, and
Yeah.
that is something that we could look into later.
As you can see in the video, it was an ambition at one point, but we did a small test at some point with doing some procedural things with that, and it quickly realized that's a huge task.
Yeah. So we have a third video now, and
Yep.
that is another sort of like breakthrough we made in the tech development.
This is the first time we saw the new tech in working order, and we realized we could bring in like 3D models into the terrain and turn it into destructible terrain.
And that was actually something we didn't thought we could do, but then Henrik worked his magic, and suddenly we could do that.
Still a mystery to everybody, but Henrik, how this actually works.
Please hold down. Back that one.
Yes.
So maybe just go back to the full screen, Mads. Awesome.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so seeing that tech working and see the potential that we could do with that, the terrain tech, we got very confident that this was now a realistic project for us to lift. We had decided to go for early access because we needed to go to the market pretty fast. Also because even though we got some money, they would run out at some point. So if we could get some traction, it would be easier for us to attract more attention and more money.
But there's also, I mean, I actually think from the beginning we also wanted to do this open development, as we call it, because we simply think that it was super nice to not hide what we are doing from our audience, our players, and just be frank about what we're doing and freely talking about
both you and I have been in companies where everything was secret and you can't talk about it, and for years you're kind of you don't know if this is something people will like or not, and you're getting feedback, but it's always like kind of artificial. There's people you bring in, and it's strange.
So I think when we had a date, I don't remember the date, where we actually went open development, where we actually started showing stuff from the game. And I think when we did that the first time, we were very nervous, because you always have this feeling that, I mean, is it good enough what you show?
Yes.
But on the other hand, we had that thing that if we could just start showing what we were working on, then the next thing we showed would be better than the first thing. And then it would constantly be improved. So it was, for us, it was you can say it was almost like just taking our virginity and
the first step was the hardest, right?
The first step was the hardest, and after we were live and we were showing how the game looked at whatever state we were in there, then it just became much easier to just be open about what we were doing.
Yes, I think it was around September, October 2016 where we started. We started our first social channels like on Facebook and Twitter, and none of us knew how to use Twitter, so that was completely new territory as well. Reddit was still far away, and we didn't even know there was something called Discord. So all of these channels we were learning as we moved along, but we were also accepting that by doing it like this, we could take a very like a slow climb, but always see the numbers rising, right? So that was just we banked on constantly having a win each day to see it become better than yesterday, and that has worked tremendously for us.
Yeah, it has.
Then we needed to create some more specific like marketing material, you can say.
And based on what you just saw, the 3 videos you just saw, we actually made a trailer for that. And we didn't really had made our breakthrough yet in the tech side and the look of the game. So we made a trailer. We're not going to show you that trailer now, but it looks very similar to what you just saw before.
The trailer will show you now.
And just hang on. A month after we finished that trailer, we had a very big breakthrough in our tech and how the look of the game was.
So
and then we quickly decided that, hey, now the game looks so much better than before we made the first trailer, so let's redo the trailer. And we made an exact copy of that trailer where we re-recorded almost one-to-one all the shots in it. And that trailer, we're going to show you that. That trailer was very important tool for us.
It's coming here, I guess.
In getting attention and awareness.
Yes.
All right, okay. So one thing that comes to mind when I'm rewatching this trailer was that the drop pod is fairly much the same as it was many years, but at least a year ago, and that's something we want to update or give an overhaul.
There's a lot of things in this trailer that it's very much what the game is today.
Yeah.
Just of course today still improved look, but this trailer really was true to what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And we showed this everywhere we could. We got it out on our social channels, and we took it with us to where we showed it to publishers and to investors, and we went to Steam Developer Days in Seattle to talk to Valve and get how to get onto Steam, and that was before Steam Direct and so on. So it was an incredibly important piece of trailer and asset, marketing asset for us.
Yeah.
And creating this trailer not only learned us that the game would be fun, but also that we when we started showcasing it, that there were a lot more interest in this project than we had ever.
And it actually worked so well for us that publishers or people in the business were paying notice to it.
Yeah.
And discovered it by themselves without us reaching out. And that's actually how we got in contact with Coffee Stain, who is our publisher now and so investor in the company.
They noticed us on Facebook, and we got in contact with them. That was a pretty random thing where we they're from Sweden, and we were going to Sweden actually for an event called DreamHack in Jönköping. And it's in the middle of Sweden, and by random chance they were going there as well, because they are also kind of local to that area. So we had the chance to I think it was November.
I didn't go there.
You didn't go there?
No, I think I was on vacation with the family or something like that, but I missed out on that.
You skipped that part. Yeah, but we got into a car and drove up to DreamHack, and there we the gig there was actually for the first time to showcase the game to random people at a gaming event. DreamHack, most of you probably heard about it, but it is this really big LAN party. The one in Sweden, the original one, is I think the biggest one in the world actually. So there were a lot of people just playing games 24 hours a day for 4 days or something. And we got a chance to showcase the game up there. We had some fun events where actually some people from the Swedish military came by and got really hooked on the game, because it was like this team co-op game where they have to kind of
like
work together and not die.
right up there.
Yeah, yes, so that was fun. But then also Coffee Stain were there, and we met with them, and instantly we could feel that they were, we were just in sync with them. We were just talking very easily together, and we had the same goals. We also had some history that was the same. They were also using Unreal. They had done their first game where Sanctum was a co-op first-person tower defense shooter. So with their fame from Goat Simulator, we thought that they could help us for sure bring this game to market, and at least be for us a very, very good partner to collaborate with, and that has been proven right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I can just see on the chat that people are talking about the bugs or the enemies we had in the game, in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And those spider-like creatures, people are referring to them looking more like what they saw in Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
And if you look carefully through that trailer, you can also see that they're partly broken and the animations are very strange. And the story of it is that in the beginning we just cut all the corners we could, and those creatures are actually from Infinity Blade asset pack that was free on Unreal, and we just took them and did a very quick reskin of them. So we don't really feel that much ownership on those creatures, and they're not really our own like true design. So that's why they're gone. That doesn't mean that we wouldn't want to do more, let's say, spider-like or Starship Trooper-like creatures in the future. That is definitely something we would look into.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So the trailer also helped us build up our closed alpha sign-up list, which was our most important kind of metric. Like, where could we see the attention for the game was growing among the community? And as we could see that grow, we got more and more like we wanted to do this closed alpha on Steam, and we wanted to do it as fast as possible to further prove that the game would be fun and to start the whole open development for real. Of course, we also hoped it would spread even more by going out on Steam. So on December 2016, we launched the very first version of Deep Rock Galactic on Steam.
We have a video to show you.
It was we sent out, I think, 100 keys for that first day.
And
then
like
3 days later, we sent out 300 more keys when we could see it wasn't. That's
our office.
Second office.
Yeah, it's actually the second one.
We are
8 people at this point. We are 6 founders, and then we have an animator and
Ronnie and Frank.
game designer.
Ronnie and Frank on. And here we are trying to time it so it
clearly didn't work the first time. But anyways, we managed to get on Steam,
and it looked like that.
Yeah.
A small glimpse for what's next. But just iterating on the Steam launch there. What happened was that first of all, of course, we could see people were playing the game, and we played with them, and it was fun. But then also some
got a lot of love. I mean,
yes.
I think I was very motivating there in the beginning.
Then we saw people streaming it. That was mostly on YouTube, and the most important one initially was Blitz and his friends, who streamed it across Christmas, and I think it got 150,000 views in pretty short time, and we were like, what? That was amazing. That was just going from like something where we were counting numbers in the hundreds to counting numbers in the 100,000s. That's a huge step in awareness for us, and we could see that, of course, on the closed alpha sign-ups, and again further proved that we were doing the right thing. Actually, parallel to this, the negotiations with Coffee Stain were happening, and part of that outcome was that they wanted us to go to PAX. They had an opportunity to go there, and we grabbed that. So PAX was in the spring 2017.
It was like our first big show of
Yes,
the game,
yes.
like to the public.
And they, Coffee Stain helped us build that fantastic setup
Yeah.
for 4-player. I'm still
That's Jonas. You
Yes.
see there in the foreground.
believe
That's our
that's
lead
the
programmer.
best 4-player co-op setup at a convention
Yeah.
that I've seen. And we had a lot of players coming by. A lot of here we discovered a very important thing was that the fact that we are a game about dwarfs was really resonating with a certain type of player. People were coming by, looking up at the big dwarfs up there, the cardboard dwarfs, and they say, "Are they all dwarfs? I love this. I don't know what it is, but I love this." And then when they found out how much we dug into the whole dwarf thing, they just loved it even more, and of course signed up for closed alpha, and we sent out keys and gave out some T-shirts and so on.
That was pretty
So
amazing.
so it was another proof on the whole. This works. This concept is solid. At least there is a. Oh, there we have Anton from Coffee Stain. This concept is something we can move on with. But we also did something else. That was that it was really hard to get attention from outside the fans, like the press,
Yeah.
on this. We were standing next to a lot of other big things, and yeah, there was some
But
realization
I think
there.
we had this feeling that because we were just a PC game,
And an early access game on top of that.
the more
Yeah.
conventional news outlets were not taking us that serious. So we were thinking that if we could get the console brand, get for example Microsoft or Xbox on board, it would sort of lift the attention we would be getting. And that actually turned out to be right. So we started some negotiations with Microsoft,
Yeah.
and they would like to have us as a what's called like game preview title.
Yeah, same as early access, as you know.
And I think we got the contract with them, and then 14 days later, E3 was happening.
Yeah.
And Microsoft, after we signed the contract, Microsoft returned to us and said, "Hey, guys, we could maybe put you into the E3 show
Yeah.
that we're doing if you could have a trailer ready for us."
In 4K.
In 4K. And not enough of the material we had done so far had been in 4K because it's just more demanding on hardware and so on. So we hadn't really done that.
We were in the middle of a big update where we were pulling apart everything in the game and we're reconstructing stuff.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay.
So, but this opportunity, we couldn't let it go by. So we quickly decided that, hey, let's stop everything, just go 100% in on this, focus on making a cool trailer, and then hopefully Microsoft will show it, because that's one of the things is that they will not guarantee that they show the trailer for you, that they show you a trailer at the show,
No.
because they are planning it up until last minute. But anyways, we started recording and editing, and we managed to make a trailer, and luckily that trailer actually made it into the show, and I think we had a very prominent position in the trailer show just next to
PUBG.
PUBG. Yeah.
Me and Mikkel traveled to Los Angeles, not knowing whether we would be in the show or not.
no.
So that was pretty much a roller coaster ride,
Yeah.
emotionally.
It was fun.
It was very fun. And after that, when it was shown, we got an enormous peak in our attention. And we know that many. Yeah, here's the trailer that we showed at E3. And we know that a lot of our fans, that this is the trailer, this is the moment in time where a lot of people
Saw the game for the first time.
And it meant a lot. Also because then we started to get attention from some really big streamers, and that of course helped move the attention even more. I think 2 weeks after this one was when we had Lyric on Twitter stream the game, which gave us as much attention almost as this, which shows the power of Twitch when it goes right.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
But look at those creatures, how silly they look when they move.
Still the old creatures. So that was a really important moment for Deep Rock Galactic, and
Still have a good
Ghost Ship
sense of
games.
all the chaos we have in the
Yes,
game there, right?
yes.
In that show.
Yeah, it worked. And we returned home and were of course exhausted after this frantic getting this trailer done, and so many last minute fixes before it was sent to Los Angeles, and but we relaxed a bit, and then it was like, okay, now we need to push towards when to launch into early access. which was the next longer journey.
And one funny thing is, again, now this was the third trailer we did
Yeah.
for the game, and right after this one, we actually improved all the enemies and made them our own models with much better animations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, now
Oh,
we can't look at that trailer anymore.
quickly
We
look
have
at
to do a
should
new
we do
one.
it again? Should we do it again?
So
But we waited until we actually launched for early
Yeah.
access to do a new trailer. So this E3 was in June, July, 2017. After summer vacation, we had Yogscast show the game, which gave us another.
they did a great playthrough of the game.
And that was on a collaboration with Coffee Stain, and of course, we always hope Yogscast would show the game because of Diggy Diggy Hole. Yes, of course.
We've heard that a lot at the office.
Yes. So that was a one checked off. Like, yes, Yogscast shows our game. Woohoo! Then we had the open alpha weekend on a initiative by Coffee Stain. We talked with Valve, and we got a way to do an open alpha where we could get a lot of players in without getting into problems with giving out too many keys and all things like that. So we had like 4 days where we got felt like testing the launch. And I think we had like 10,000 players at that point going across those 4 days.
That was amazing.
And we were like, okay, if that's a good number. We could see our wishlist numbers were rising for each of these things we were doing, where we were telling about the game. And then we went into the final stretch of okay, we need to launch on Steam and Xbox and Windows 10 Store, and we need to do a new trailer, and we need to have some new stuff that we do not tell about. And then we kind of went in a kind of a black, silent mode for some months, 3 months, I think. Almost
something like that
to launch.
I mean, there was a lot of also like preparing the launch for Xbox and so on, and we also wanted the game to be as good as it could be when we launched on Steam and on Xbox. So of course a lot of stabilization of the game, you can say, and polish.
So the initial idea, or the strategy was to deliver a quite polished game for early access, and instead of like having a lot of things in, we would rather have a smaller content set, but higher polish than you would expect on early access. And then as soon as we launched, we were prepared to just add content and add features pretty quickly. I think that's been part of the success that we took that strategy. We really made sure that the game felt polished right from
the start.
From the start,
And also, we just see. I just take a question here. Someone is asking if there will be more gameplay music in the game, and the answer is yes.
Yes.
We are already working on it, and I can say that we are actually publishing a small teaser of some of the sketches our composer have done.
Okay.
We'll push them out later today.
Awesome.
So
yes. So I can't remember if we have more videos to show.
Yeah, we can wait with that.
Okay.
So we don't have to show that now. So we can say some numbers about how many. I mean, because we started on 0 amount of wishlist clicks or
everything starts
likes.
on 0 when you start a new company and you start a new game, and you need to build up the numbers. And we were unsure on exactly what the target would need to be to get going. So we asked around in the developer communities, and we got some numbers, specifically some numbers on wishlist, so we could kind of see where we were going there. We were then tracking our own wishlist counts, and we could see that before the open alpha weekend, we had 30,000.
Yeah.
And that was actually our first goal. Like when we first started counting wishlist, we wanted to reach 30,000 before we launched. But then we had 30,000. Like I think that was after the Yogscast thing. And then we said, okay, let's try to do this open alpha and see if we can reach 50,000 before we launched. And the open alpha weekend, it really worked.
We got a lot
of wishlist clicks, got a lot of attention, got a lot of sign-ups. And then when we finally got to launch in February 2018, we had 60,000 people that had signed up on wishlist. And that turned out to be a magic number. Later, I learned that I think the new number right now is about 50,000. You need to be above that to
have a successful launch
yeah,
on
yeah.
Steam. Yeah,
and that means a lot. Then you get into the positive part of Steam's algorithm, and you kind of get treated good, and you get promoted, and you follow the flow on Steam. And we've been riding on that ever since.
yeah,
So it's all because we spent, as we see it, a lot of time building it up, being open about it, but also making sure that we had the time to do it, and we spent the energy to build up the attention.
I actually think that there's another thing that I have seen people writing in comments and so on, which is that I think people have, or our players or fans have been really good at spreading the word and helping us that way around. I think it's very often that I see that people wrote, I'm trying to get my friends to buy the game and play it together with me, and that has meant a lot, I think.
It has.
Yeah.
So and some of you are still here with us today.
I see someone was with us from the beginning.
And that's of course fantastic to see that you keep holding out. It's been a long time, and it will continue. We will continue at least for a long time with this since the success.
I think actually this is also, I mean, one of the it goes actually back to some of the core design decisions we made for the game, which was that we wanted to do a co-op game, but it was very important that co-op was something we meant and was something that was important to the game. And I remember playing Left 4 Dead, where I was playing with someone who was already extremely good at playing Left 4 Dead, and I had that feeling that I was more like a deadweight than actually.
Didn't bring anything to the team.
I didn't actually bring anything than besides dying and needing to be revived. And I really wanted to make a game where people, even though they are level 1, come in and can actually contribute to the whole game. And that's why we made the decision of having the 4 different classes that were together. If you are playing with 4 different, they are really strong and they sort of can do a lot of things together. And that ties back into, I think, that it's just been amazing to have a community where when we have been playing the game or hearing people talking about the game, they say that we have one of the most friendly communities, and that just makes us.
That's maybe the most important thing of everything.
I mean,
it's instigated that. That feels really, really good.
And that we have been able to generate a game that where people can be so happy about playing the game.
So I remember when we saw the first kind of set of Steam reviews, and we realized that we were hitting something above 90%. That was we had not expected that. We had expected 80% because we're a multiplayer game, and it seems really difficult to get any higher of that, like that, especially with a game like with friendly fire and lots of ways to troll if you want to do that. So the 90% plus, and it's stabilized on 92 now. Overall, it's just incredible. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I also think we tried to add a lot of social features to the game. Where,
I'm cautious about that.
For example, I mean, we have like the bar where you can, after playing a successful mission or a failed mission, you can go and drink a beer with your teammates and sort of talk about what went right and what went wrong in the last mission.
That also worked a lot better than expected.
Of
course, we had hopes, but when you see it and you see how much it means now.
And also like our salute, like Rock and Stone. I mean, that's just a way for you to show your gratitude to your friends and like say it went well when you are on the drop pod on the way out of a mission.
So before we move on to the show the early access launch trailer, because I think that's maybe the last thing to just show and leave it at that. It's like looking a little bit into the future. More stuff will happen today, and of course we'll have the 20 question at the end, and there will be a bit more looking into the future there. But the future for Ghost Ship Games and the future for Deep Rock Galactic, well, the absolute near future is definitely just more Deep Rock Galactic. We're investing everything we can into the game. We're 20 people at the company right now, and we're not when we set out, we didn't want to grow a big company. We wanted actually the size we have now is pretty much perfect. Maybe a few more, but that's it, because we don't want it to be so big that we have to not have hands on the game, all of us.
No.
So that's really important, that the experienced people are not just leading other people, but are actually making the game. So as long as we can keep this size, we'll do that. But that also means that we can't do a lot of things at the same time. So we'll keep on with kind of the same momentum as we have now.
Yeah, and then just prioritizing what
Yeah.
we think is the most important thing for the next update, and then just.
And I think the burning question here is then for many of you is, when will we leave early access? And we don't know yet. But what we do know is it will not be in the first half of 2019. On our Steam store page, we still say 2019, so that means sometime in 2019. I guess that ultimately that's the very last day of 2019. As
Well,
long
it
as
is.
we can hold that promise, of course, that can still also change. But so what we know now is it will not be before after summer vacation at the earliest.
No.
We really like the situation that we are in now, that we can continue to deliver good updates, and that we feel that we still add to the core of the game. And then we want to take as we took our time building up to the early access launch, we want to do the same towards the full launch, to make sure we do it properly and right and along with you guys.
Yeah, and I think if you've looked at the roadmap, you can see we have a lot of things that we actually want to do or will try to do, because there's no guarantee that we will be able to do everything that is on the roadmap, but there's still just so many things that we want to throw into the game. And you should also remember that as the game has grown, we also have a lot of maintenance to do on all the stuff that we already did. Like, for example, last update where we improved the whole spawning of enemies. That system was taking some time, but it was also necessary for us to actually be able to build more, get more enemies into the game and have a more solid foundation.
Yeah, so we will in the last session today also talk more about the roadmap, I guess. I'm pretty sure. I actually don't know exactly what the 20 questions are, but I would be really surprised if a few core questions for the roadmap would not be on the list. So
most likely.
Yes. All right. Should we end this part here, and then
I think so.
any last words for?
No, I think we can end with the trailer. We'll say goodbye first, and then we'll show the trailer. So, but let's.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And rock and stone.
Rock and stone. This better gem, by the way. Oh.
The early access launch trailer, I hope.
It is.
It is. It sure is.
Get on board! We're about to leave!
Here we go!
Oh, that's drop pod. I know Robert really wanna
pimp the drop pod, fix it. But what if it breaks?
Nej, det er okay. Er der flere? Okay. We're ruining the audio.
Oh, we're just checking some comments.
All dwarfs, that's us. Someone is writing that it's a very well-directed trailer. Good camera shots. Actually, that's actually a little bit interesting, because it's one of the very challenging things for us when we do trailers, is actually recording all those things. And it's not just people on the office that are doing the recording. So, anyways, oh yeah, we got dancing into the game. That was also a very important.
Okay, Mads, we should set up the intermission page and then see if we can. We will very likely be delayed with the next part, and we'll inform you how it goes. The setup for that is partly untested, so already now doing excuses if it doesn't work, or if it's cancelled altogether. All right, see ya.
toast for me and my friends here. That's the stuff. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Yeah. Yes. Now, come on. Jam! I got it! Bottoms up, friend, but teamwork! Yeah! Anyone wanna dance? Oh man, you guys are my best friends ever. Don't shoot me!
Get on board! We're about to leave!
Here we go! Let's get the job done! By the beer!
Rock and stone, brother!
Okay, so here we are in Deep Rock Galactic, a very early stage. I'm Robert, the lead artist, and this handsome fellow is...
Yeah, my name is Mikkel, and I'm the game director of the game.
Hello, Mikkel.
Hello.
So...
Watch and learn. Yeah. Nice and oily. Yeah. What's this?
Rock and stone!
Fight a bear.
Rock and stone, brother!
Sweet. A round of oats for me and my friends here. That's the stuff. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.